Hello and welcome back to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. In today's video, it's time to crack open and liberate the contents of another pre-constructed commander deck. And today we're going back to Adventures in the Forgotten Realms to take a close look at Draconic Rage. What's up, MTG BC, baby? That is the MTG Burgeoning community. Here we are. We're about to liberate the contents of another pre-constructed commander deck. This time, it is the Gruul Draconic Rage deck from Dungeons & Dragons. So let's not waste any time, and let's get to the deck itself. We know what to expect here. This is not the first time we've done this on the channel. We know we've got some packaging that we have to get rid of. We got these sweet, sweet little punch outs that we're going to punch out and keep, in addition to the ones over here. And this little divider comes in handy a lot more than it may seem. So we're definitely going to do that, but we'll do that off camera so that we can save a little bit of time. So just put that right over there, because this is what we really want. We want the 100 card deck. So the extra packaging, that's coming out. Come on now. All right, so that's out. Whoa, whoa, that's out of here. And then we have our nice little spin down counter. Okay. And our how to play. That comes out and goes over there. And here is our deck. This is our deck box. And we're just going to put that right over here with our other stuff. So we got everything all lined up. All right, let's do this thing. We have... There he is, Vrondis, Rage of Ancients. It is a 5/4 legendary dragon barbarian. I don't know how I feel about a dragon that doesn't fly. I mean, this isn't the Zodiac Dragon level of power. All right, it has the Enrage mechanic, which means when this is dealt damage, we may create a 5/4 red and green dragon spirit creature token with... When this creature deals damage, sacrifice it. Whenever we roll one or more dice, you may have Vrondis deal 1 damage to itself. I love the fact that this is the quote-unquote dice rolling deck from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. It's my hope that there's enough support in the deck itself, in addition to some of the other Gruul or colorless spells from the D&D set, to maybe make this a dedicated dice rolling deck. That would be a very cool inclusion into the BCC, which of course is the Burgeoning Commander catalog. So let's rip off this cellophane wrapper. Let's check out the cards. Let's see how many awesome pulls there are. Let's check out our reprints. Let's check out the new cards, and let's just see overall the general feel of this Gruul commander deck. All right. Oh, geez, maybe I should have just done the smart thing and just used the pull tab. Yes, there we go. That's a lot nicer. That comes off a lot more smoothly. All right, so here we go. We've already talked about Vrondis. I think Vrondis has some capabilities. It has some potential. We will definitely put that right up there. All right, this is the second commander of the deck. We have Cloth, Unrivaled Ancient. Here we got. Now we got a big one. We got a flying hasty dragon for 4/4 for a mana value of 7. That's a little high. Okay, so let's see what Cloth does. When it attacks, add X mana in any combination of colors, where X is the total power of attacking creatures. Spend this mana only to cast spells. Oh, can you imagine if that little sentence wasn't there, and you're swinging in with a Dragon Tyrant or any of the many fire-breathing dragons in Magic's history? Duh, I guess they had to put that in there. Alright, so spend this mana only to cast spells until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Alright, so my initial reaction to this is, I don't know how I feel about boat loading all of that mana to utilize during my second main phase. I mean, the additional mana is definitely helpful, but it's only to cast spells. And if any of the creatures that we have had haste or could have impacted the battlefield, you know, prior to combat, we're not going to be able to use that mana for it. So although I do believe there are some applications, I would probably want to load up on some X spells. Maybe some direct damage spells. Oh, it has to be to cast spells, so they don't have to be creature spells. So the mana that Cloth puts out there can be used to cast some direct damage, you know, some X spells. So maybe that makes it a little bit better. Okay, I'm on board with that. So not so much focusing on the creatures that could be used to cast, that can be used with this mana to cast spells, but maybe throwing some X spells. Like, think about this. If you're going to swing in with, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 dragons, get a total of 20 mana, that's a nice size Comet Storm. Yeah, that could definitely work. All right. I can be brought on board the Cloth bandwagon. All right, we got Barbarian class from the set. We have Earth Cult Elemental. Okay, it's a dice roll. So what we're going to do is we are going to keep the... Oh, this is a dice rolling card too. So we're going to keep the dice rolling cards over to the side just to see how many are included in the deck, to see if we could make this a viable and dedicated dice rolling deck, because that would be a first for the MTG BC. All right, so this is a dice rolling deck. We'll put that right over here. I'm sorry, dice rolling card. All right, this is 1/2 component pouch. These are cards straight from the Forgotten Realms set. Sword of Hours. Okay, whenever a equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When the equipped creature deals combat damage, roll a d12. If the result is greater than the damage dealt or the result is 12, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Whoa, baby. Okay, so... whenever equipped creature deals roll, if the result is greater than the damage dealt. Okay, so this is going to tap out. So if we get to have a creature that has as many +1/+1 counters as the D12 would suggest, so if we have at least 12 counters, the only way this is going to be helpful is if we roll 12. So we then have a 1 in 12 chance to being able to double the counters after we max out the number of +1/+1 counters that can be on the creature from Sword of Hours. So I don't know how viable that card is in the game, although I would most likely want to put this card into a +1/+1 counter deck. Like, this just screams maybe Zaxara would be a good inclusion there. So it is a dice rolling card, so we'll put it right there. All right, Underdark Rift. Add a colorless, tap 5, exile this, roll a d10, put target artifact, creature, or planeswalker into its owner's library just beneath the top X cards, where X's are, activate only as a sorcery. Duh. All right, well, it is a dice rolling card. We are going to put it into the pile, but I'm not crazy about investing 6 mana into sorcery speed and having to sacrifice the land. All right. Okay, there's Anger. That's always a good reprint. Dragon Lord Servant. That's going to reduce the mana costs of our dragons. All right, what do we have here? We have a Ryle. That's a nice token sweeper. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. To 1 creature. My mistake. Oh, then hang on a second. I read that card the wrong way. Let's try this one again. Ryle deals 1 damage to a target creature we control. So that's a great way to activate Vrondis's ability to put in a 5/4 Gruul Dragon Spirit. Okay, very good. That will work. Ryle will work. Oh, gotta love when you get a Beast Within in one of these decks, because if you're playing green, one of the first cards I'm reaching for is a Beast Within. All right, we got the Colossal Majesty, another reprint. There's another great reprint, Cultivate. Explore, yep, keep it coming. Oh, Garruk's Uprising. Love this card. This is so underappreciated, and it definitely needs more love. And as long as the community hasn't caught up to this card as a whole, I'm happy to keep collecting them for the $1 to $2 that they are. Rampant Growth, yep, all right. Return to Nature, okay. There's the Savage Ventmaw. I wonder if they would would Wizards dare... Would they dare reprint Aggravated Assault in this deck? Probably not, but that's the infinite combo right there. Savage Ventmaw attacks, you get triple red, triple green, and then you activate Aggravated Assault, which is 3 and 2 red. Untap, attack, get the mana, activate, rinse, lather, repeat, win the game. Oh, there's our Arcane Signet. Gotta love that, of course. Actually, let's put that... Yeah, let's put this Garruk's Uprising over here. And that Beast Within, too. Because there are reprints, and then there are awesome reprints. And we're going to put that in the awesome reprint pile. Okay, that'll work. All right, Commander Sphere. Ooh, different artwork on the Commander Sphere. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, Gruul Signet, sure. Heirloom Blade. Equip creatures +3/+1. When it dies, you may reveal cards from on top of your library until you reveal a creature card that shares a creature type with it. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. Soul Ring right there. Command Tower right there. Desert? No way. Wow. Boy, that is a nice reprint. Desert. 1 damage to target attacking creature, activate only during the end of combat step. You can tell that this is one of the older cards from the Annals of Magic because of all of this extra text over here. All right, Desert. Okay, Gruul Turf, Path of Ancestry, lands mixed in here. That's a little strange. Usually they're kind of all bulked together at the end. All right, our Dragon Speaker Shaman, another Dragon Mana Reducer, Basic Mountains, put those right there. Berserker's Frenzy. Okay, we got a dice rolling card here. 2 in a red, instant. Cast this spell only before combat or during combat before blockers are declared. Roll 2d20, ignore the lower roll. 1 through 14, choose any number of creatures. They block this turn if able. 15 through 20, you choose which creatures block and how they block this turn. So that's like Master Warcraft. All right, that's a dice rolling card. We'll put it right there. All right, next up we have Chaos Dragon, 1 and 2 red. 4/4 flying with haste. It has to attack every combat. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each player rolls a d20. If one or more opponents had the highest result, Chaos Dragon can't attack those players or planeswalkers they control this combat. All right, it's a dice rolling card, so we're going to include it in the dice rolling deck, but the randomness of not being able to attack, ooh, I don't know how that is for the long game. All right, Maddening Hex, enchantment or a curse, 1 and 2 red. Whenever enchanted player casts a non-creature spell, roll a d6. Maddening Hex deals damage to that player equal to the result. Whoa, that is pretty sweet for only 3. Then attach Maddening Hex to another one of your opponents chosen at random. Oh, that is awesome. Wow, holy mackerel. That is an awesome card. Ooh, baby. And it's a dice rolling card. Oh, no, is it a... No, it is a dice rolling card. Wow, that is an awesome card. Holy mackerel. All right, Vengeful Ancestor. You got a Spirit Dragon here. 2/2 red, 3/4 flying. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, goad target creature. Whenever a goaded creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to its controller. All right, there's some ability there. That's a newbie. We'll put that in the new pile. It's not a dice rolling card, but we'll still put it right there. Bag of Tricks. All right, that's from the set. I believe that's from the DNR, or the D&D set. All right, 4 and a green. Tap, roll a d8. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with mana value equal to the results. Put that card onto the battlefield and then the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, we're going to put this in the dice rolling pile, but it's a little bit randomized because 1 through 8, I don't know. That one, I'm not so sure about that. The randomness, I mean, I know it's a dice rolling card. There's going to be a great deal of randomness included, but there are some levels of randomness that we have to keep an eye on, and one particularly, how many creatures from mana value 1 through 8 do we have in the deck? That's something, if we were going to include and actually play around, then that would be something I would definitely want to keep track of to make sure, for example, I mean, if we have, let's say, you know, we've got 32 creatures in the deck, we got 8 different mana costs. Can we, in some way, have around 4 for each so that we can hit that every time we activate it? That's something that I would do. All right, Druid of Purification, 3 and a green on an ETB, starting with you. Each player may choose an artifact or enchantment you don't control. Destroy each permanent this way. Oh, love it. Love everything about that. Clear the board of things that aren't ours. Love everything about that. All right, Indomitable Might. We have an aura for 3 green with flash. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Enchanted creature's controller may have it assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So this is like a Thorn Elemental effect from way back in the day of Magic, and rocks as well. So that's pretty sweet. All right, we'll put that one right there. Neverwinter Hydra. Double X, double green. It enters the battlefield. Roll XD6. It enters with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the total of those results. Okay, so let's hang on here for a second. So if we invest 6 total mana into this spell, 2 for each X and then 2 green for 6, we're going to roll 2d6, and then this Hydra is going to enter the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters equal to it to those results. Whoa, baby. That seems very, very strong. It has trample and it has ward 4. Wow. All right, so that is really strong. Holy mackerel. So if you invest 3, 6, 8 mana, you're going to roll 3. Oh, holy mackerel. So this card is definitely going to go into the dice rolling pile because it's a card that rolls dice. My thought is I want a copy of this in Zaxara the Exemplary. With all of the +1/+1 counter shenanigans that goes on in that deck, particularly with its synergy with Zaxara the Exemplary, this would be an amazing addition to that deck. So we're going to put this into the dice rolling pile, but do not be surprised, MTGBC, if you see that card in a future episode of the Up and Up series slotting right into the Zaxara the Exemplary deck. All right, Wild Endeavor, 4 and double green. Roll 2d4, choose 1 result. Create a number of 3/3 green beast creature tokens equal to that result. Then search your library for a number of basic land cards equal to the other result and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, holy crap, seriously? 4 and 2 green for that. All right, best case scenario, we invest 6 mana, we create 4 3/3 beasts, 12 total power and toughness, and we get 4 basics into play tap. That's the ceiling. That's the best we could do. The floor is going to be 1 3/3 beast and 1 basic land into play tapped. So that's a rampant growth and an overpay for a beast. Boy, that card seems pretty strong. Wow, Wild Endeavor. Yeah, that seems really good. Right into the dice rolling pile you go. All right, Dragonborn Champion. It's a 5/3 trampler. Whenever a source you control deals 5 or more damage to a player, draw a card. Well, you are in the right spot in this kind of deck. Cloth's Will. X double red and green. We choose 1. If we control a commander as we cast a spell, we may choose both. We can choose to have it deal X damage to each creature without flying, and or we can choose to destroy up to X target artifacts and or enchantments. Oh, holy mackerel. Wow, that is ridiculous. The versatility for removal, getting rid of an entire battlefield of ground creatures and then maybe destroying artifacts. Oh, wow, that should go. Holy mackerel. Any deck that's in red and green probably wants to play this card. I haven't checked, but I have to think that this is probably one of the most valuable cards, not just of this deck, but probably of the entire D&D set of the 4. Wow, that's really strong. Even if you don't control your commander, and you can pick any one of those, wow, that's something else. Very, very good card there. All right, Wolfgar of Icewind Dale. Okay, 4/4 melee. Love the melee mechanic. If a creature we control attacking would cause a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Okay, so we got to look out for our attack triggers. You'll go right there. All right, back to our reprints. Bogardan Hellkite. Oh, upshifted to Mythic. Really? Oh, all right. Mythic Rare, Chain Reaction, sure. Demanding Dragon, okay. Here come the dragons. The Dragon Master Outcast. Alrighty. Upshifted to Mythic. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, Gratuitous Violence. There we go. Brand new artwork too, and that is looking pretty sweet. Alright, Gratuitous Violence, great card. If a creature we control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. And that is fantastic because it doesn't mean that our opponents get to take this effect either. You know, cards like Dictate of Dictate of Perforos, cards like Furnace of Wrath, that deals double damage to everything, but Gratuitous Violence is our own personalized version of Furnace of Wrath. Great reprint there. You're going in the awesome reprint pile. Awesome. All right, Horde Smelter Dragon, sure. Magma Quake, there we go. Opportunistic Dragon from Throne. Outpost Siege, that's a great reprint. Scourge of Valkus. This dragon is so underrated. I've won so many games of Commander with Scourge of Valkus in my Scion of the Ur dragon. Just so good. If you have a dedicated dragon deck, you gotta have a copy of Scourge of Valkus. It is just too strong not to. Shivan Hellkite, right. Oh, the Skyline Despot. Wow, they put this guy in here? That's a nice reprint because I do believe that that was a card that was getting up there in value. All right, getting some Monarch action with the Despot. Okay, the Skyship Stalker. All right, sure. Spit Flame, that's great in a dragon deck. Plus, we have this in the Morphin the Boundless Changeling deck. Speaking of which, here's a Changeling Torian Mauler. Terror of Mount Velis. Oh boy, it is a game ender. If you've got some formidable creatures with evasion on your side of the battlefield, and you can get the Terror of Mount Velis to ETB, oh man, you could win the game on that turn right there. Thunderbreak Regent, that's great protection, excellence. Warstorm Surge, this is a personalized Pandemonium. The amount of mana you have to spend is a little bit more because Pandemonium is 3 in a red, where Warstorm Surge is 5 in a red. However, you don't have to worry about your opponents utilizing the same ability. So maybe that extra 2 mana isn't so bad if you really like what Pandemonium can do. All right, another Changeling with the Chameleon Colossus. Okay, Decree of Savagery, throwing +1/+1 counters all over the place. Oh, Kindred Summons is in this deck. Holy mackerel. Wow. That is an awesome reprint. Oh, Kindred Summons. Holy mackerel. That is a great reprint. Wow. The awesome reprints here they're really piling up. Return of the Wild Speaker. I cannot have enough of that card. It's amazing. Rishkar's Expertise is good. All right. Shamanic Revelation. The World Render. If you're making a dragon deck, this is one of the top 5 dragons that's going in just from its triggered ability. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it's getting double strike until end of turn. Atarka, you are awesome. Oh, Dragon's Horde, great card for a dragon deck. All right, here we are with our lands. Cinder Glade, Spirit Dragon. All right, Exotic Orchard. Okay, wow. All right. There's a lot of good lands there. Basics. Here comes some more basics. And I think we end up at the tokens. There's our cardboard cutout of Verondis. Here, let's put the lands down here for a moment. All right, we got our dragon tokens, our 5/5. It's pretty sweet. Our beast tokens, the monarch. Let's slide it over. There's the dragon spirit. That looks pretty cool. Nice dragon spirit tokens. And that's going to do it. So, in a deck that is a dedicated... Well, I don't know if it's a dedicated dice rolling deck. I shouldn't go that far because I don't know that that was Wizard's intention. It was just something I wanted to look at as we were moving through with this deck tech. Or not with this deck tech, with this deck reveal. So this is our pile. These were all the cards I had dice rolling in the 99. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1 in 9 cards, you're rolling a die. Now, I don't know how many additional red, green, or gruel, or colorless dice rolling cards there are from the D&D set that could be included in the 99 to make this a dedicated dice rolling build. I sense that there may not be enough for it to be nothing but rolling dice, which is something I really want to do because I think that would be awesome. It would be very unique to the BCC. It will be my hope that when Commander Legends comes out in 2022, and it's supposed to be a D&D Commander Legends, then they're going to start to really beef up some of these pre-constructed Commander deck mechanics, like with the dice rolling, like with the dungeons, that's something that remains to be seen. So, for the purposes of this deck overall, some of these reprints are just awesome. I mean, of course, you got your Arcane Signet and your Soul Ring and your Beast Within. But the Gratuitous Violence and the Kindred Summons and some of the new cards, very, very strong. The mana base is pretty good as well. They're not just throwing in Guild Gates like they normally do, or the Gain Lands, so that's a positive as well. I'm pretty impressed with the overall power of this deck. It feels like it could be really a deck that you can sit down, sleeve up, and, you know, not miss too many beats if you're playing at an EDH table. I am interested in those dice rolling cards because I do really want to construct a dice rolling commander deck. So we will have to keep an eye on that for the future. So you let me know, MTGBC. What do you think about this deck, Draconic Rage from the Forgotten Realms? This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things Magic.